My name is Linda Walsh. What I am up to in the world is I call myself a master hypnotist and an empowerment coach with heavy emphasis on the empowerment part. And I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I've interlaced the questions with the way I coach and hypnosis, right? Because everybody knows I'm a hypnotist, that's what they expect. They expect that I'm close your eyes. And I quite often do that at the end just to kind of seal the deal. But the questions really started asking her those questions. She started recognizing how her perception of the divorce and the whole thing and how her husband wasn't doing this, that, or the other. And we got that neither was she. And so she had laid it all on him and expected him to like read her mind and all. It was amazing. And when she got that shift, it was beautiful to watch because she just went, she stopped and she's like, oh my God. It was like a ding, 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 a light went off. And so she got it. And then she said, you know what? And then we did some more work. And at the end, I said, so what's happening now with you? And she goes, you know what? You just saved my marriage. She said, I can't believe it. And I went, hey, you did it, right? You had the knowledge in you. You did it. You knew. She goes, oh my God, this is amazing. I want my husband to come see you. I'm like, wait a minute now. You're trying to fix him. Come on, girl. She goes, well, really, I think he would really enjoy that. And I went, okay, have him give me a call. I think the difference was in the openness of the dialogue. Me not having like a huge expectation of what they are or not going to say. Just asking those questions and letting it flow. Because the questions are so amazing. They're designed to really speak, I think, to speak to the subconscious in such a way that it gets to answer it. And people aren't used to those types of questions. And when you first ask them, they go, huh? What? And then you ask it again and they start getting it. And then that allows them to get out of that locked in preconceived notions that they have about things. That this is that, right? And then, so when you start asking those questions, it's like, oh, wow. And it's almost like it gives them permission to be who they really are. And that's, in my opinion, that's a beautiful thing. Well, I think it was less work on my part. Instead of me having to, you know, ask these questions and really kind of guide her in what I thought was the direction. She just went there herself. Well, it was like easier. It was much easier, and it helped me to realize that um, I really don't have the responsibility of telling them what to do. Mine is just to be asking the questions that will point them in the direction and maybe nudging them a little if I get an insight, sharing that with them. And if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, that's okay. Right? I did a women's show last weekend, and so I had my spot on the stage, and I also do access consciousness, and we do this thing called running the bars, which is points on the head that you touch. But anyway, long story short, I use those questions for the audience, and I handed out sheets, and so then I invited them to really think about the questions, and I knew they didn't really have time to go in depth with them, but I invited them to finish them at home, and if they wanted to call me, right, they could call me, but also invited them back to my booth. And it's like 5 people showed up at the booth. It was like, yes. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah. I would recommend it to coaches. I would recommend it to other hypnotists. I would recommend this training to anyone who really wants to explore more of how the mind works and how it can benefit us and how it can benefit them.